Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Sioux Falls Mayor Paul Tenhaken was elected to another 4-year term last night.
We talked with him after Tunisia Islam conceded the race. He is looking forward to another 4 years and is relieved, excited, and a little bit tired.
Feels great. This has been a long process. Campaigning is hard, especially when you're trying to do the job of mayor and campaign at the same time. So tonight was great. I mean, the voters sent a pretty strong message that they think Sioux Falls is on the right track.
Tenhaken says running for a second term was easier in a sense because people had a 4-year track record to judge him on. The 2022 Sioux Falls city elections have wrapped up and we have 4 new council members elected. There were 2 at-large seats open this election cycle. The first one was won by pediatrician Sarah Cole with 52% of the vote.
The other seat was run by Rich Mercoris with 56% of the vote. He's worked with nonprofits and as a pastor. We asked both candidates last night about their campaign experience.
It's been wonderful. I've just met incredible people on the campaign trail. And again, I'm trying to learn as much as I can about the city and making sure that I'm advocating for voters here.
I learned a lot, and I'm so appreciative. I want to thank Pam Cole for the opportunity and for her stepping forward to serve. That's a big deal. And especially after the campaign now, I really respect those who step forward to serve in public office.
For the other city council seats, David Barranco won the Southeast District seat with 59% of the vote. Kurt Sale won the Central District seat with 52% of the vote. Just under 30,000 ballots were cast in this year's Sioux Falls city election. That's a voter turnout of 24%. Sioux Falls City Clerk Tom Greco says no runoff elections are expected.
For the first time since the start of the pandemic, those ballots were counted in the Minnehaha County Administration Building. We'll see how the counting went and hear more from the winning city council members and Mayor Paul Tenhaken tonight on KELOLAND News. Yesterday also saw bouts of severe weather across South Dakota, namely hail. Many parts of the state got hail so large that it nearly is the size of a palm.
In this video, you can see it coming down in buckets. Reports range in size from golf ball to egg to some areas with baseball size hail. Well, the hail and severe weather has moved on, but the wind's sticking around, Scott.
Oh, that they are. Very strong winds today. We could see wind gusts of 50 miles per hour or more. Coming in from the west and northwest, that's with the storm system to the north, giving blizzard conditions into North Dakota yet again today. We will feel the effects of the cold air here in KELOLAND. Temperatures well below average. Forecast for today in Sioux Falls is 43. We'll try to become mostly sunny by the afternoon. Our forecast in Aberdeen, 37. That's well below average. West wind of 30 to 50 miles per hour. And into central KELOLAND, 36 in Pierce. Strong northwest wind, 35 to 50. And western South Dakota, 32 in Rapid City today with a strong northwest wind. More details on the KELOLAND Live Doppler forecast with Brian coming up.
Thanks, Scott. 36 representatives voted to impeach South Dakota Attorney General Jason Ravnsborg on Tuesday, while 31 opposed it.
As the Attorney General, Jason Ravnsborg had a unique and special duty to fully cooperate in the investigation of the fatal crash. The record indicates, however, that he was less than forthcoming.
I didn't think that the arguments made persuaded me to a clear and convincing position that says, yes, he used and abused his office and he deserves to be impeached, and so I couldn't support it.
Ravnsborg will now be put on trial in the Senate.
Just hours before the vote, Ravnsborg wrote a letter to lawmakers, pleading his case as to why he should not be impeached. In the 4-page letter, Ravnsborg writes, "Some have asked why I have not spoken out about the accident. I have remained largely quiet about this matter out of respect for the legal process and Mr. Beaver's family."
In his conclusion, Ravnsborg writes, "It has been 576 days since the accident. I mark it on my calendar each day and reflect. I am sorry." Ravnsborg told lawmakers in the letter their decision could overturn an election and set forth a dangerous precedent for all South Dakota elected officials. New this morning, a garage in Rapid City is in need of repairs after a car went through it on Tuesday. The Rapid City Fire Department posted these pictures to its Facebook page. You can see siding was torn off the garage, and debris from inside was also brought out into the yard.
Officials say the car went through 2 yards before hitting a neighbor's home. Firefighters were able to stabilize the garage. The driver suffered non-life-threatening injuries and was taken to the hospital. Farmers and ranchers are looking at higher input costs this year. Last year, Dennis Welbig saw a good hay crop in his fields thanks to using proper quantities of fertilizer.
This year, with the rising prices of fertilizer and the dry conditions, he thinks he'll be harvesting about a third less than he did in 2021.
I fertilized it heavy and it paid off. This year with fertilizer prices, I don't think I can fertilize as heavy as I have been.
Grain and hay prices have also been steadily increasing, which has been causing some producers to sell their cattle off early. That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, weather here as you look back at the last 24 hours. Wow, what a storm last night. We had, of course, hail and wind and some other, of course, tornado warnings in a couple of spots. Snow heaviest there into North Dakota. This story, though, now is changing, and we're now just kind of left over with the cold and the wind, and that's where we settle on this forecast on Futurecast. You'll see there 30s for most of us today. For the west and the north, I think probably Mobridge struggles to get to 30. There's still some snow in the air. The blizzard warnings are being allowed to expire, but we are still expecting these pockets of snow blowing around with the wind, and that's including Aberdeen here and Watertown as well through daybreak tomorrow morning. The wind is not going to let up tonight or tomorrow. We're going to have to wait till Friday to start that process, and then hopefully at least to start the weekend a little better by Saturday. But we're not promising any warm weather yet. We've got a long way to go. In fact, look at this. This is the map here through tomorrow. Again, there's your word windy on the center part of the screen. There's your snow in northern Minnesota, North Dakota. Now, that's going to let up through Friday. High pressure sneaks in here quickly Saturday, hopefully a little sun. But watch this. We get into Sunday, Easter, and snow is still being talked about here in the conversation. How much? Well, not really ready to go there yet, but again, it's going to be well below average, obviously, going into Easter. Hopefully, the end of next week will start to moderate. We think that is actually looking likely. So we'll have to tough it out here the next few days. Those 30s and 40s today, get used to it. 40-degree weather right through the end of the 7-day forecast. And I think the best shot of moisture coming our direction is on Easter. Aberdeen in the 30s here for several days. That's way below normal. And obviously Pierre and Rapid 2 here, a lot of 30s and 40s, at least through Easter. Now we get into next week, probably by day 7, Rapid City will start to turn things around, and then that'll be the start of better things to come. And we'll talk about that, of course, later today. Find out more coverage online at KELOLAND.com.